Hello everyone, welcome back to Dakota's Political Circle, and sorry guys for the late video. I was going to do this video a couple days ago, but Arizona and Nevada's vote count was not finishing up until now with the New York Times. It like today it officially stopped not predicting Trump, which Trump was obviously going to win those states, but for some odd reason they took a very, very long time to count and decide that Trump won those states. That's why it took me so long to be able to do the video, because I really wanted to do the video when the New York Times officially calls those states for Trump. But this video specifically is about how Trump got a landslide victory in the election, and also at the same time, in this video, I'm going to break down exactly how he did it, and also break down like what the margins were compared to what he was expected to get. So it's going to be really, really interesting. And also to show you this, Trump also won the popular vote, which is really, really awesome. But just to show you right here, Trump won 312 to 226, which is incredible. He won every single swing state. He did not miss a single swing state. He absolutely dominated Kamala Harris out of her own game, basically. This is like, in a way, Obama levels for Trump, which is incredible. And he's also estimated to win the popular vote, which is also awesome. I'm not going to do the video on the Senate yet. I'm not going to include the Senate in this video. I'll be doing a separate video for the Senate and the House breakdowns. So I will do a different video for that. But this video is specifically about Trump's win, Trump's massive 312 electoral college landslide. Just to show you right here, see the voting groups that swung right in 2024. Let's show you exactly what swung right to give Trump a massive momentum shift. And I'll mainly show you the suburbs and stuff like that first, because the actual swing states I'll show you on RCP. So the cities and suburbs, the Philadelphia suburbs, which is incredible for Trump here, shifted right almost 4 points this year, which is more than 2020, not close to 2016 margins, but it is a very, very good shift for Trump. And then Charlotte shifted 2.2 points as well. And then Wayne County, Michigan, Detroit, this is Detroit, by the way, shifted nine points for Trump, which is incredible. And then you have Detroit suburbs shifting 4 points for Trump. That's also really, really massive. And remember, a lot of people thought Kamala was going to overperform in Detroit. She did horrible for a Democrat. And Atlanta suburbs, which, if you remember, Atlanta always shifts left. They always shift left. They actually shifted right by 1 point, and that's actually an incredible thing to see. And then the rural urban divide. The urban counties shifted almost 6 points in favor to Trump. Better than 2020 margins, not quite 2016 margins, but very, very good. The suburban counties is a massive one here. Trump shifted 4.4 points and basically got his 2016 numbers, or actually a little bit further than his 2016 numbers, which is very, very massive for Trump. And then the rural counties, which is obvious, shifted 4 points for Trump, which usually already shifted Trump. So that's a very massive gain right there. Race and ethnicity, just to show you right here. Hispanic majority counties, this is awesome. So Hispanic majority counties shifted 13.3 points for Trump. And that is way past 2016 and 2020 margins. Native American majority counties shifted 10 points for Donald Trump. He won Native American majority, which is incredible. And then black majority, even though he didn't get massive amounts, he did get 2.7, which is very, very good. Even less educated counties got shifted 5 points for Trump. More educated shifted 4.6. So just massive gains all around. Farming, manufacturing, mining. You got younger shifting 5. You got middle-aged 6, and then older 5, which is very massive for Trump. And this map I'm not really going to show, because I'm really just going to show it on the RCP instead. But it is very, very massive how much Trump actually shifted so many counties here. And then also, I just want to show you the key groups that really helped Trump out in favor. Just to show you right here. So, just to show you, let me go down a little bit. So slightly more Hispanic voters supported Trump in 2020. While Harris won more than half of Hispanic voters, that support was down slightly from the roughly 6 and 10 Hispanic voters that Biden had. So it's a massive shift for Trump there. And then narrow gains with women benefited Trump. Harris had the advantage among women, 53% to 46%, but the margin was somewhat narrower than Biden's. Now, Trump didn't win women, but he did win white women, which is very massive. Trump saw a modest increase in men, which is exactly what he needed. The shifts by gender was concentrated among younger voters as well as black and Latino voters, while white voters across genders and older voters across genders voted similarly in 2024. So Trump had some massive gains. And just to show these graphs right here, it does show some graphs. If you look at women by race, I actually want to show you this just to show you how much it shifted. So 46% of white women supported Kamala Harris. 53% of white women supported Donald Trump. Then when you look at 2020 margins, Joe Biden had 61. Well, actually, hold on. Joe Biden had, let me go. Does it go by race? Oh, they don't have the race for some reason. That's odd for 2020. But age, this is also very massive. So 51% age 18 to 29 supported Kamala. 46% supported Trump, which is actually surprisingly a massive gain for Trump, because remember, younger people usually don't support Trump. And then when you look at Joe Biden, 61 compared to 36, so a little bit of a difference, but it's still a good gain for him. Education was a massive one here. So 43% to Trump's 55, so Trump won without college degrees, which is expected. Now, this one's a little bit bigger of a surprise. I think it's a little bit different than, I think it's a little bit different from this margin, 57, 41, and you got 56, 42. So a little bit of a gain for Trump there. Race and ethnicity, I think Trump won a lot more Latino voters as well. So Kamala got 55, Trump won 42, and then when you look at 2020, it is 63 to 35. So massive gains for Latinos for Trump. That's also a big advantage. I think he also gained in other races, I believe, 55, 41, and then you got 58, 39. So yeah, he gained as well there. Now, location-based, I believe Trump won a lot of suburban voters. And so 46 to 52. And then in 2020, it was 44 to 54. So he didn't massively gain, but he did a very, very good job. I know he did win the majority of suburban women, which was massive. So right here, this is exactly what I'm talking about. So Trump, so Harris got 57% of suburban women, and then Trump got 42. In 2020, 59 to 40. And remember, it doesn't show white women, suburban white women, but Trump did win the majority of suburban white women, which is exactly what he needed, as well as he needed white men, which he did win white men. So he did a really good job at that. I believe this is men by race. I think, yeah, he did win Latino men, like I showed you. I showed you Latino. This is Latino men. I believe he won the majority of Latino men, or came close. No, he came close. 47 to 50. And in 2020, if it shows up here, okay, maybe it doesn't. 2020 doesn't have exact margins, but it is still interesting to see here just how different it was compared to 2020. Not some massive things. I wish it would have showed some of the stuff that I did see, because Trump won the majority of Native American voters. Trump won the majority of, I believe, suburban white women. He also won the majority of white men. I think he also won the majority of white college-educated men. So a lot of advantages for Trump there. I wish it showed up on this one. I couldn't really find it. That's the reason I'm not including it, but I did want to mention it just in case you guys know. And then also I want to go to this. So Trump is winning the national popular vote, and in the RCP average, Harris was up 0.1. So Trump massively gained when it came to the popular vote. Now, he's probably expected to end around, I would probably say 1.5, 1.8 in the popular vote, but he's doing very, very good right now. He could possibly crack above 50%. Right now he's above 50%, but it's possible he could stay above that margin when it comes to the end. And now to actually show you the states themselves, I'm just going to move this over just in case I want to look at certain things. When you come to the states themselves, so Let's go to the states. So let's go with Arizona first. So Arizona in the RCP average, Trump was 2.8. He was above by 2.8. He massively gained in the state of Arizona. He got 6.1, and honestly, something I did not expect. I did not expect him to gain by that much in a state like Arizona, which especially for a state that usually ticket splits and sometimes is not really big on Trump. So something like that, like 2.8 compared to 6.1. And if you look at Biden's, Trump massively underperformed. I mean, he underperformed a little bit. Biden still won in the end, but like this is what I mean. Like Arizona is not a massive Trump state, so if he overperformed by over 3 points, that is very massive. And then you see the state of Nevada here. This was actually also incredible. So, or the RCP average had Trump 0.6. He had Trump 3.4. And remember, Nevada hasn't won with a Republican in a very, very long time. I believe it was 2004 with Bush is the last time a Republican won Nevada. So this is very, very incredible for Trump. Like Trump 0.6, and then it goes to a Trump 3.4. Remember, Trump never does well in Nevada. Nevada always favors Dems. Like if I show you right here, 2020 margins, it was exactly the same. But if I show you 2016 here, 2016, Trump was in the lead in Nevada in the RCP, and then Clinton overperformed by a bunch. So usually Nevada is very, very left-leaning. So, and it also helps Democrats in polls. But this right here, Trump 0.6 to a 3.4. It's just a massive gain. It just shows how much the country does not want a Kamala Harris in office. And then to show you Wisconsin. This one was a surprise. I'm not going to lie. This is a surprise by me. So Wisconsin. It was expected to be a Harris 0.4, but it became a Trump 0.8. I'm very, very surprised by that because I was expecting Wisconsin to be the biggest Trump state out of all of them. But honestly, I'm very, very surprised that Trump, and I wouldn't say barely won it, but he won it by the lowest margin out of any battleground state. It's very awesome that he won, but at the same time, he severely underperformed. I guess Wisconsin polls are starting to actually get better now, which is good. Obviously not good enough to show that it's a Trump win, but they did massively improve compared to 2020 and 2016. Like if I show you right here, Biden underperformed by 6 points. And then if I show you Clinton, then Clinton overperformed by almost 7. Actually, I believe by over 7. And in this one, Harris only had 0.4, and Trump won by 0.8. So probably the most interesting state here. I really did not expect Wisconsin to be so in line with polling, which is very, very interesting. But Trump still overperformed and did a very good job in the state of Wisconsin. Then let's show you Michigan. Michigan was a big surprise. So Michigan, Harris 0.5, and then the current Trump 1.4. The state of Michigan, a state that is very, very heavily Democratic, a state that voted for their governor, Gretchen Whitmer, by a sizable margin, and they went with Trump by 1.4. This is a state I probably expected to have like a 0.5, maybe like a 0.8. But a 1.4 is a big surprise. I honestly, I'm surprised Wisconsin didn't get this or get like 2. But for some reason, Michigan went out there and just went out there and just voted Trump, which is crazy. So Michigan is definitely back as in standards of wanting a Trump country. Just like in 2016, if I show you here in 2016, even though it was a very closer margin, Hillary Clinton had 3.6 and then Trump 0.3. But man, Michigan, a 1.4, that is a massive gain for Trump in the state of Michigan. If I show you Pennsylvania here, this one's crazy. So Trump 0.4, and in the current results, a Trump 2.1. And then remember, this state usually goes in line with polling. It's usually in line, or it's a very mixed bag. And Trump overperformed by a lot, like 2.1 in a state that was very, very critical in the 2024 election. That's just a massive thing for Trump right there. And then the state of North Carolina, this was a demolishment. So it was expected to be a Trump 1.2, and it ended up being a Trump 3.3, an absolute crushing demolishment. It was kind of expected. Remember, North Carolina almost always does well with Trump, so it was kind of expected, but a lot of people were dooming and saying North Carolina is going to go to the Dems. You never know, and it went to Trump with which is very, very expected. And honestly, if the hurricane never happened, I would say it probably would have went even more, but you never know. Now, the state of Georgia, the last one here, it had an RCP average of 1.3, and it overperformed a tiny bit. I'm kind of surprised it didn't overperform like a tiny bit less. But it had Trump 2.2. That's a very sizable win for Trump. And honestly, I was kind of expecting maybe like a 2 or a 1.8, mainly because of Atlanta. But surprisingly, Atlanta shifted right. Trump did really, really well. And he did a great job in the state of Georgia. So Trump overperformed every single battleground state, did a great job in every single battleground state. And I actually want to show you this right here. So let me show you something. So this is the shift from 2020. Every single state based on a shift from 2020. How much of the country went right? I want to show you this right here. Almost every single part of the country shifted right. There's very few places that shifted left compared to 2020. And this is a big 180 compared to 2020 because a lot of stuff shifted left in 2020, but literally almost the entire country shifted right. Not many places shifted left. There's a little bit of places down here in Georgia. I believe these are close to the Atlanta area. Let me click Georgia right here. I believe that's the Atlanta area. If I look at shift, yeah. Well, it's not the exact Atlanta Fulton County, but the surrounding portion of Atlanta did shift a little bit left, which is exactly what I expected. But they shifted less left than I anticipated. And it is a very, very massive thing to see all these places. And also, let me show you Texas. This is also very interesting. Places in Texas you just never expect to actually end up winning. Like winning certain counties by Trump. Remember, Trump won by a sizable margin in Texas. This is I believe, George W. numbers. So this is very massive for Trump. And I'll show you right here. So the border counties actually voted for Trump. There was only 2 counties that actually did not vote for Trump on the border. And remember, the state of Texas with border counties almost always vote against Trump. I believe in 2016 and 2020, not a single border county actually voted for Trump. So literally almost every single one on the border voted for Trump. Even though it was by a close lead on some of them, it was very decisive. And he almost he was close to winning. I wouldn't say close to winning, but he came closer in El Paso County, which is very, very surprising. And some of these are very Mexican-driven counties, so him winning them is a huge win for him. So, and also almost every single county in Texas is literally completely red. I'm telling you, this is like George W. numbers when it comes to the state of Texas. So it is just a massive gain for Trump. And then let me show you the state of Florida. This is something you just never expect. Let me show you the state of Florida here. So the state of Florida, and not the shift. If I show you the state of Florida here, I think I actually have to click it. So let me click Florida, and then let me click Florida here. So looking at Florida here, he won Miami-Dade County. He won Hillsborough County. He had close margins in Palm Beach. He almost won Palm Beach County. He almost won Palm Beach County. He almost won Broward County, even though it was not very, very close. But he did really well. He won Duval County, a county that is very highly unexpected to vote for a Republican when it has the city of Jacksonville in it. And Miami won. Jacksonville won for Trump. Tallahassee didn't, but you got Jacksonville in there. You got Miami in there. You almost got West Palm Beach's county, but you got Tampa. It's just crazy how much Florida shifted. It's right as of right now. Florida, based on margins, is getting in line with California compared to Kamala Harris. Florida is becoming the California to Republicans, and it's just crazy to see. It's just crazy to see Florida, of all states, becoming the state of all. And it's not Texas. A lot of people thought a long time ago Texas would be like the California to Republicans. But no, Florida, the state that used to be a battleground state when it came to George W. and Al Gore. You have a state like this going for Trump by 56%, and possibly the next election for whoever the Republican is could be 60%. It's just insane to see. And let me actually show you California. So California did really crazy for Trump. Not incredible, but this is close to California numbers when it comes to Florida. So 58% went to Kamala Harris. Obviously, not all the votes are in, just remember that. But so many counties here voted for Trump, and this is unexpected because usually California isn't this red. Even the outer counties like Fresno County and some of the ones that are closer to the inner cities, usually these are very left leaning. So seeing Trump do that well in California is just highly unexpected. It just shows how much the country just wanted him back. And also, I want to show you. He also did pretty well in the state of Arizona. He did a pretty good job in the state of Arizona. He didn't do not in Arizona. I don't know why I said Arizona. He did really, really well in the state of Virginia. And I wouldn't say he did incredible, but 51-46 is a pretty good job for Trump in a state like Virginia. And also to show you something that might surprise a lot of you, something that became close to a battleground state based on margins. The state of New Jersey had a 52-46 margin, and I'll actually show you right here. So if I show you the state of New Jersey here, I'll show you exactly how Kamala was supposed to favor when it came to the state of New Jersey. So Kamala Harris was expected to get around 20 or 12 points. She's only leading by 4.9, and that's basically battleground numbers when you consider like Minnesota and stuff. So her only getting 4.9 in a state like New Jersey basically makes it in a way a battleground state. So her doing that bad is just insane to think about. Like, Donald Trump massively improved in a state like that, and it's just incredible to see. A state like New Jersey, I know he didn't win it, but he got close to Virginia numbers and did really, really well in that state. So it's just crazy to see how much Trump just dominated across the board. Also, he made massive gains in the state of New York, like 56-44. That's a pretty good job for Donald Trump, based on this. So he was expected to get around, Harris was expected to get 18, 19, 14. Harris only got 11.6. So close, not close enough, but close to a likely margin. I did expect Harris to get a solid margin, which it did end up happening. 11.6 is basically a little bit over a solid margin for Kamala Harris, a safe margin. It was exactly how I expected. I knew he was definitely going to make massive gains in the state of New York, but I knew he wasn't going to do so well that it's a likely margin. But he did do amazing. He did do a really, really great job. He even did a great job in the state of New Hampshire. 51-48. I know this used to be a battleground state, very, very close battleground state where it used to come down to the decimals, when it came to, I believe, Hillary Clinton and Trump. And obviously the state has shifted left a lot of times, but Kamala only getting 51-48 in this climate is just insane to think about. So Trump really, really did a great job in so many states. He made massive gains in a lot of states. Like I showed you, Florida, you got California. He made some massive gains in the state of Texas. He also did very, very well in Ohio, many, many states. Minnesota, he did pretty decent in the state of Minnesota considering. I don't know if it was in line. It was pretty much in line with the actual average. I kind of expected that mainly because of Walz. That's the main reason I expected it to be within the average, because Tim Walz is a lot of people do like Tim Walz in Minnesota. So I would say that's the main reason Trump didn't really gain much in there. That's why I expected that to happen. Now, Virginia, it was basically in line with the average. He was close to getting it to a lean margin. It's a little bit of it's possibly close to a lean margin, but it's technically in the likely column. So I was pretty much a little bit spot on there. I wouldn't say spot on because it was a little bit above it. But with the state of Virginia, usually polling is correct most of the time. But really not much else to talk about besides that. I did just really wanted to show you guys exactly how Trump got these margins, suburban white women. The Latino vote helped him out a lot. He won the popular vote. He got 312 to 226 and a landslide victory. It's just insane to see. You haven't seen a popular vote victory with a Republican since George W. So it's just crazy to see that type of stuff. George W. Obviously now he's kind of like a neocon, but George W. is the last president or the last Republican to win the popular vote. So it is just massive to see that, especially for someone like Trump that no one thought would ever win the popular vote, and also an electoral landslide with 312 to 226. But anyway, guys, I just really wanted to bring that up with you just to tell you about everything like that, just to show you exactly how well Trump performed, how well he did in the RCP average, everything in between, just to put some icing on the cake. And sorry, guys, this video was so late. I just had to wait for the New York Times to officially call it with all the states. They finally called Arizona today. So, well, technically yesterday, based on when I posted this. But yeah, I will post the Senate video, the breakdown on the Senate video, when the races are called for Pennsylvania and Arizona on the New York Times. I believe Pennsylvania will probably be the last one called because of how close it is. But after that's called, I will definitely make a video on it. And then when the House is called, I will make a video on that as well. And then after that, I believe I'll probably make a video on Alaska, because Alaska is voting on the they're not done yet, but I'll show you like a sneak peek here. Alaska is if I can show you, Alaska is actually voting on state results. Alaska is voting on the repeal ranked choice voting. If it does win in the yes column, I'll definitely make a video on it, because Lisa Murkowski will definitely be out once she's done with her tenure, if this does pass, because ranked choice voting is awful for Republicans. So hopefully that does end up passing. But I'll post that video once that result comes in, if it does come in the favor of the yes motion. But anyway, guys, just want to talk to you guys about this today. I'll definitely bring up a Senate video as well. Sorry this video is so long, but I really want to do an in-depth analysis on it. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I can't wait to do so many more videos with you guys, because Trump is the president of the United States. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.